Hello everyone, a new trading week starts, and first, before the new trade of the day comes, I show you the result of our Friday trade. The pre-market trade on Friday was on an index on the UK 100, and because we had a really good trading week with a lot of pips, I decided to search for a little bit riskier trade of the day, and it was this index here, the UK 100, and there were a lot of news the last week around about the Brexit again, and my hope was that we see on all of these red order blocks some kind of reaction that we can participate and make pips, but it was not that easy. I got 2 losers and 1 winner, and overall it was then a 0 game, so with 0 money, but still interesting pair. And if we look at the results here, you can see we had at the end a really perfect reaction here on this double order block. Normally we look especially for this double order blocks, and this was the trade where I came again to 0 after the 2 losers, and I saw a member which used the Metagrid auto trader, and the Metagrid auto trader had placed the sell entry exactly here on this double line, and he made here a profit with this trade. But let's look at my trades on this day. And this was my first trade here. You can see that we had here a really nice pin bar exactly on this double line here, where I marked in my video that we can expect a reaction, and we get a price action here on the M15 time frame with this pin bar. And you can see this trade started with the next candle very nice here. But if you look again on the H1 time frame, it was here my entry. You can see that then price was going up and hit my stop loss, which I had very close to the entry because I did not want to risk too much on this index. I put it the stop loss, in this case the trailer, very, very close behind the price. And so the loss was very small. You can see here it was only a little bit more than €1 in this case with this first trade here. And here you can see all the other trades I had. This was the loser I showed you. Then I jumped in here again. You can see again we're on this red line. We had this nice pin bar here on the M15 time frame. I jumped here in for sell trade, and again I placed the stop loss very close then behind the price around here, and you can see again I was stopped out here. So it was again a loser, and then I jumped in here in this trade here, in this case before the red line was hit, because on the line before you can see the first reaction was here, and then it was going down, and so I decided in this case to jump in a little bit earlier in this case, and I had this nice reaction. And if you look then to the complete trade, you can see that then price was really going down, and I closed the trade around here, where I was back to 0 overall. So I had the 2 losers, as you know, and with this nice move, I came again to a situation where I had nothing lost for the day, and I decided then to close it. Of course, it was too early. If I had waited longer, I could make a nice profit. And I saw the members, they traded this pair or this index different. Some placed earlier break-even trades and had no losers, and could then use the big move here down. It was not that easy to trade, very tricky, this index, but we can't win every day. We had, as I remember right, almost 10 days without any losers, and if this tricky index ends with a 0 at the end, it's also good. We had a lot of pips in this week, and this was the reason to risk a little bit more on the last trading day of the week with a very wild index here, as you can see, but a very nice reaction here. So of course this was the best place. I I hope that price comes until here. Then I had risk really much here, because this was in my eyes the perfect zone here to go with the highest risk on this day, with this trend line, with these supply zones from the hypnotic software and our order block here. But price decided other. It went here then down, and this was a nice move. I'm a little bit angry that I jumped too early out here, but I had not much time the last trading hours before the London Open ends, and I wanted to be zero, and this was the reason I closed it then here. This was the Friday, and let's see with which pair we start in the Monday, in the first day of the new trading week. And I want to go for Monday for the Euro Kiwi. We are on the H1 time frame. You can see we have here our two trend lines painted by Metagrid. We have here our order blocks. The red ones are the sell order blocks, the green ones the buy order blocks. This pair looks like it wants to go up, both trend lines pointing upwards, which means basically that we are in a uptrend at the moment. But you can see price left here our trend line and broke here out at the beginning of this new trading week. So what do we want to do? First we look if we get a cross of our trend lines with the order blocks, and you can see the lower trend line we would use for a cross with our buy order blocks with the green ones, but there is no cross with a buy order block. But we get a cross with our sell order blocks with the upper line, and on the same area where we have painted from the hypnotic software two supply zones. The white box is for the H1 supply zone, the blue box is for the H4 supply zone. So two supply zones nested on the same place, which is very good for us. Supply zone means that we can here expect that sellers go into the market. At the same area we have the trend line here crossing, and we have three order blocks on the same place, which is very nice. So I definitely want to trade this area here, and I would mark it from the end of the supply zone at the beginning of our order blocks. This is an area where we want to see price action to go into a sell trade, a pin bar, for example, engulfing candle. Best of course on the H1 time frame, but on the M15 time frame, if we see something, we can go into it of course too. Here we have the bank sell level, and maybe we will see here reaction if price comes up, and then we get here reaction. But these are all single red lines, not very close together. There's only one exception. I would trade here this area. We have this supply, H1 supply zone from hypnotic. We have in the same area the sell order block and the bank sell level, which will move during the day a little bit deeper. I would only go here in a sell trade if price comes up here and wants to retest this trend line breakout at the end of the London session. I would ignore this area personally the whole day if price comes here. Maybe we see a reaction, it's possible, but I am more the conservative trader and want bigger moves. You can try it of course, but I would only go in a sell trade if I see that price comes again up, wants to retest this breakout of the trend line at the end of the London session, maybe the last hour, beginning from the Frankfurt close to the London close, this time window. If price then comes here again up, then I would try for a sell trade, but not during the beginning of the London session and not at the beginning of the New York session. But I mark it this way at the end of the London session. So let's check from the time here. It's around, here is the Frankfurt close at this time. So from this time window on, I would go into here a sell trade if price comes in this area to this trend line again. It comes earlier, then I would personally ignore it. You can try it, of course. I would ignore it. For buy trade, if you look here deeper, you can see we have here a nice market structure. Here are some areas I expect that if market makers want to catch stop losses. Of course, this is a very nice area here because the traders from the up move here could have placed their stop losses here, and if I want to catch trades, and market makers have to catch trades or stop losses, better to say, to get moves in the market, then you have to come here in this area. So I like this area very much. Here we have here the bank's buy level, and it will move a little bit more up during the day. So if price comes here, we are below the bank buy level. We are here on a demand level from the hypnotic software. Demand means here we can expect that buyers jump in. We have here a strong green order block. It's the light green colored one and the normal one very close together. So I would here go into a buy trade. At the moment, price already bounced here on this buy level at the moment at the beginning of the trading day. So it's possible that we see maybe during the night and at morning again here a bounce. It's possible, but I like this area for the next buy bounce. And these are the 3 areas I want to focus on this pair on the Monday. This here is a interesting sell area. It's far away at the moment, but you never know. We will see. This here, maybe price will come down that much here. Of course, here we can expect 2 stop losses from the up move here. Traders are in this up move, have maybe placed here their stop loss. So it's possible that at the beginning of the London session or during the Asia session, we get here a retest again of this area, but maybe we come until here too. We will see. At the moment, price bounced just here. In 24 hours, we will know more, and we will see if we get here some trades on these areas. I wish you a happy trading day until the result of this pair.